These are the original G112 shoes from G4. And over the course of the last 18 months, they're like top 3 most worn pairs of shoes for me. So I was equal parts excited and a little nervous when they came out with these. These are the brand new G4 G112 shoes, and today I'm gonna tell you what I like, what I don't, help you figure out if you should buy them, and we're also gonna talk about a few other favorite things that I've been loving from G4 lately. So let's not waste any time, let's get right into it. So right out of the gate with these shoes, you can tell they're not quite as bold as the outgoing model. So the original G112 has come out in all sorts of different colors and styles. I had the perforated model, which you see here, which is kind of a subtly bold shoe. So they had the spikes that came up from the sole all the way to the back, which was kind of an interesting look, and then it did the same thing over here on the sides. And so personally, I like the fact that everything else was like pretty chill and pretty benign, but then you had these like little touches that just kind of elevated the shoe, made it a little bit more fashion forward, and just frankly made it a little bit more fun and a little bit different from some other similar shoes on the market. Well, G4 has clearly taken a different approach. I mean, don't get me wrong, G4 has plenty of like bold-ish shoes. So with the new version, you can tell that they were trying to appeal to a little bit of a broader audience. So the most obvious difference is those spikes that we saw on the side, on the back, those are now completely gone, in part because we have a completely different sole. Sorry, these are dirty, I've been wearing them. This leads to a look that's a little bit cleaner, a little bit more elegant maybe, less bold. You will notice a little bit of added support. They added a plastic piece back here to the heel, which you do not see on the older model. But other than those touches, this feels like the G12 we know and love. We don't realize like just how prominent some of these features are until you look at it and you're like, oh whoa, those do look like very different golf shoes. Personally, I like the styling of both of these shoes. If you were to make me choose, I would say maybe I do slightly prefer the aesthetics on the original one just because they're a little bit more unique. I feel like with this shoe, if it weren't for the color or maybe the slightly wider heel back here, you wouldn't necessarily know it's G4, whereas this is kind of unmistakably G4, unmistakably the brand. Despite my slight preference for the older model, I think this is still a very good looking shoe, and I do agree, I think this is going to be even more popular with more people than the outgoing model. I think that's especially true as we see them coming out with different colorways, different materials, different aesthetics, which is what G4 is kind of known to do. So you're gonna get some more subtle versions than this. I actually really like the white and navy blue colorway that you can get right now, but it would not surprise me at all if we could start getting colorways that are a lot more bold than this as well. So looks-wise, I still think this shoe's great, but that doesn't matter if they're not comfortable to wear and don't perform on the golf course. So let's talk about it. Another hallmark of all G4 shoes is the nubbed insoles. And this sounds weird at first, but the insoles on almost all G4 shoes have these little massaging nubs, and you put them on and you're like, oh, that feels a little bit different. But by the time you were done walking 18 holes in them, your feet are like, oh man, I feel great. This is nice. Why don't all brands do this? And I feel the same about this feature now with these shoes as I do with every other G4 shoe that has come before it. I will say, with this one, it seems like they are slightly less prominent. You still feel them for sure, but looking at them and putting them on, I would say they just feel slightly less pronounced than they do on other models. It's subtle enough that I don't think it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's just something that I noticed. The leather material they use on the upper is really nice. They call this water repellent as opposed to full-on waterproof. I would say I've been out, I've played with this in the rain, and I had no issues with my feet getting wet. So would I plan to go out and wear these in a full-on monsoon? No, probably not, but if you're gonna have a little bit of rain, a little bit of weather, these should still do just fine. To go along with that, as I mentioned, there is a new sole that looks very different from the outgoing model, where you kind of have different zones for traction depending on what you were doing in the golf swing. I will say I've not had any issues with slipping. Stability has been surprisingly good for a casual spikeless shoe, so I've got to applaud G4 on that. With anything, I would say stability and traction is actually probably a little bit better with this shoe versus the old model, and I do think that has something to do with the new sole design as well as maybe the added support around the heel. As far as comfort goes, these shoes are exceedingly comfortable. I took them right out of the box, I walked 18 holes. Towards the end of the round, I had just the slightest hint of fatigue on my inner heel on my right shoe, but that was really the only issue. Just a slight bit of rubbing over the course of the last 3 holes in that first round, but since then I have played 4 full rounds of golf in these shoes and they have been wonderful. They're just as comfortable as the outgoing model, and as I've come to expect from G4, they are among the most comfortable golf shoes that I own. When it comes to sizing, I found that the G112s fit true to size. I'm a size 12, I got a size 12, and that has been perfect. I also do like, they just recently rolled out with wide models for this, so I haven't tested any of them, but if you are looking for a spikeless golf shoe with a wider fit, this is definitely one that might have an option for you and could be worth checking out. But for as great as these shoes are, there is one downside downside, these, as is typical with most G4 shoes, are on the expensive side with a retail price of $225. Are they worth $225? Well, that's up to you. For me, I would say, yeah, absolutely. I've played dozens of rounds in the older model. They're still super comfortable. I love the look of them. They're very versatile. They're subtle enough that if you want to wear these off the course, you absolutely can, and no one outside of the most diehard golfers will even realize that you're wearing golf shoes. So you get some added versatility there, but these are also not necessarily the most performance-oriented high-tech golf shoes out there, which is usually where you see those prices creeping up over $200. So should you buy it? Well, that's up to you. Do you like the look of them? Do you love the older model? Do you want something casual that's well built, that's super comfortable, and do you like the aesthetic? Then yeah, I think it's worth the money. Can you get plenty of other spikeless casual golf shoes for less money? Also, yeah. So really it comes down to what your budget sensitivity is, how much you like these, how often you're going to wear them, and that's a decision that only you can make. But I can say that my nerves about this shoe were completely unfounded. Despite a little bit of a departure from the look, they are still every bit as comfortable, they perform every bit as well, and they also look every bit as good. It's just a little bit of a different styling. So if that appeals to you, I think you should absolutely go out and get them. This also feels like a good time to mention that if you do decide to buy these shoes or anything else from G4, you can use the coupon code G4Breaking8010 that is displayed right here, and it's gonna save you 10%. So that will get these down closer to $200, still expensive, but definitely makes them a little bit more palatable. Also, as you might expect by now, if you do use that code or if you click any of the links below, I will get a commission for that. I do not care whether you buy any of these products or not. My whole goal here is to help you find the right products for your needs, and so if these are not it, then awesome. There are plenty of other options out there. But I will say that if you did find this video helpful and you do decide these are the right shoes for you, then clicking the links, using the code, that's what allows me to make videos like this. And if you do that, it is very much appreciated. So all good regardless, but wanted to put that disclaimer out there. And now, before we end this video, I do want to share a couple other things I've been loving from G4 lately because they've just kind of taken over my closet. That's one of those brands that over the last couple years that I have just really grown to like, and they've started making their way into my life both on the golf course, but also off the golf course as well. So I just want to share a few of my favorite pieces that you can go get right now that may or may not be a good fit for you. So first, let's start out with the obvious one, and that is this. This is obviously not a golf shirt, but this is their limited edition stretch drill overshirt, and I've gotten more compliments on this than I have gotten on anything else over the last 6 months. Everywhere I wear this shirt, somebody says, oh, what is that? Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks high end. Oh, like, all sorts of compliments over this overshirt here. So it's a little bit baggier and boxier than my normal look, but I also know that's what's trendy right now, and it's exceedingly comfortable as well. So you can wear it unbuttoned, you can wear it buttoned up. It's very thick, it feels very high end, and this thing has been absolutely great. It's $275, so it's not cheap, but I've definitely been getting my use out of it, and this is one I would really keep an eye on if you see one of the kind of semi-annual sales from G4. Typically, they only do a couple sales a year. Usually you will find things for between 30 and 70% off, and often I've found it is some of these more lifestyle pieces that you can find the best deals on. So if you happen to be watching this during a G4 sale period, keep an eye out for this one. Also, the code I mentioned earlier will work on these if you just want to go pick it up now, but have absolutely loved this shirt. I probably should have done a fancy transition here, but I forgot, so we're just gonna talk about this. This is the Performance Pique Polo, and it is my current favorite golf polo. Like, don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of polos that I wear from a lot of brands. Specifically, the stuff from Red Vinley is great. The Holderness and Bourne Maxwell, one of my all-time favorites. Even the new Vessel polo is really good. There are so many good golf polos out there, but this is the one I find myself turning to when I don't want to have to think. I want something that's gonna look good, feel good, make me feel confident, perform on the golf course, and this is it for me. So I personally like a Pique fabric more than your regular performance fabric. I feel like it kind of hides things a little bit. If you've got a little bit of a belly, or like if your nipples start poking out or whatever, like it shows less. So to get this, I've got this shirt in like 5 different colors, but I normally go for navy blue or black. It just looks good, it feels good, it's got a great collar that stands up. So this polo retails for $110. It's actually slightly cheaper than some of their newer models like the All Play, which is also great. But this is the one that I keep going towards. So you can use that code, it's gonna drop it down to under $100, and just cannot say enough good things about these polos. So G4 has my favorite polo. Coincidentally, right now they also have my favorite shorts too. The everyday short from G4, they are wonderful. I've been wearing these almost every single day for the last like 3 weeks while the weather has been good here. This is what I've taken on all of my recent golf trips. These shorts are awesome. They have an 8.25-inch inseam, which for me I found is kind of perfect. It's not too short, but it's not too long. It looks modern without being like really awkwardly short. They're a stretchy performance material, so they work really well on the golf course, but they also look nice enough that you can wear them out to a nice dinner, you can wear them to a barbecue, or wear them around town, or wear them to a park with your kid. They're certainly not the most casual shorts out there, but they still work in just about any situation I have found, and cannot say enough good things about them. I've now gone out and bought them in every colorway, and really there's only one thing about these shorts that I would change, is the back left pocket is a zipper. I kind of wish that it wasn't a zipper. Like when I'm playing golf and I go to putt, I will put my glove in my back pocket and the zipper teeth just kind of like get in the way. It'd be nice if it was a little bit smoother because it's very rare that I'm actually like closing that zipper. But that is a very minor critique over a really good pair of shorts. These aren't cheap. They're $165, which is, I believe, the most expensive G4 shorts. But for me, even though I really like the Tour shorts, I really like their Maverick shorts, I like their other shorts, these are the ones that I go to day in and day out. They've got that stretch material. They look good. Like everything about these shorts just kind of works for me. So if you want one pair of shorts for the summer that can kind of do everything, I can't recommend these highly enough. So along with these things I just talked about, there are another half a dozen or so that I put together in a list that I will link to below. So this is like a running list of my 10 favorite G4 items that are out there. Every time something new comes out that I love and I'm wearing on a regular basis, I will update it there. So if you're watching this video down the line and you want to know what else I'm enjoying from the brand, you can check that out there. Although the things that I mentioned here, these are kind of like staples from the brand, so I imagine you're going to be able to get most of these for the foreseeable future. With that, my name is Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of this thing here, Breaking 80. We talk about cool golf products and cool golf courses. If you got some value out of this, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel, maybe give this video a thumbs up. If you have questions about this and how anything fits, feel free to drop a comment and I will do my best to answer every single one. And don't forget that if you do decide to buy anything from G4, use that code, save yourself a little bit of money, and help support my channel in the process. With that, I hope you have an excellent day, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.